105. I love the way the down.
And I think I forgot to change the description, didn't I? Yeah. Let's do this. Bing and update information, and let's check that one. Okay, we are cooking. Let's go. Start. So, good evening everybody, my name's Osa and this is Farming Simulator 19 and we are starting over on Mercury Farms because it got patched today. There's the aeroplane. Yay! So, first things first, let's investigate what's on the fields again. Once again, we have sugar beets, we have potatoes, we have corn, we have soybeans, we have oats, and we have barley. And that's corn. And to be honest, I can't remember what I started with last week. Oh, excuse me. So, it's basically time to buy some fields and pick some new stuff. Well, by that, I think I'm going to skip out on 7. Oh, actually, let's check the state of the fields. That's not ready. That's ready, that's ready, that's ready. Those 3 are ready, and so is that one, although that one's late. Bunch that need lime. There's a bunch that need ploughed. Okay, let's buy the ones that are ready to harvest. So we're kind of looking at 21, 26, 27, 11, 12, 13, or 11, 12, 13, 16, 15. What have we got down there? That's kind of canola. That's kind of sunflowers. That's corn. Is 17 and 18 good? Wrong way. 17 is... no. It's 21. 21 is wheat. 26 is sunflowers. 27 is canola. Okay, let's start with that one. Okay, we bought that one. We'll do 11. Yeah. And 12. How much is that one? 72? Yeah, we'll buy that. 26. We'll buy that. That's only 47. And 27 is 50. We'll buy that. So, that's a good set of fields there. Any more I feel the need to buy? No. That is beets ready to harvest. I'm really not sure I want to buy that. Well, I want to use that. So, we'll harvest that under. Meanwhile, we have a need for 2 headers, a tractor, a cultivator. So, let's go shopping. Harvester, regular harvester. I think I'm gonna go with the Rustle Mash this time. Back. header. By that, and a header trailer. And a header trailer. Let's get things loaded right. That one there. And we will buy a white one. Okay. Let's get that back to the farm. Well, let's edit. Off, default, off, normal, on. Go ×1. Let's save that as Mercury. And we'll save the game while we're here. Okay. Hi VH Trucking, how you doing? Yep, this is indeed the right OSA. So, last week I did an extended first look at this map, and then the map maker made some changes this week, and it got patched this morning. And basically it said, hey, if you started off new farmer, you're fine. And if you started off as a farm manager, you're going to need a new save. So everything we did last week, we're going to keep it as an extended first look, and we'll start over. Which is okay, because the field states are different, so I don't have any potatoes this week. And I have a bunch of different stuff that needs to be harvested. So first things first, we're going to head over to the farm with a harvester. Let's stick the flashing lights on and get rolling. I can't remember what equipment I had. Well, I had a 200 horsepower Fendt, 150 horsepower Fendt Favourite, and a whole bunch of stuff, including potato harvesters and what have you. Now, there is a potato field close by, but it's not ready to harvest, so I haven't bought it this time. But apparently he's messed with the yard, so my building options aren't as limited as they were last week. I was having a whole load of problems with, oh, I want to place something here. No, you can't place something there. Okay, how about over here? No, you can't place it here. And so this week, hopefully, we'll be able to plant our buildings where I want them. I can't remember what the patch said. I think there was something wrong with one of the cell points, but predominantly it was in this yard. You try to place a building and it would just tell you, yeah, you can't place a building here, you can't place a building there. There was no reason. We can turn the beacons off. And we'll try that in a minute once we get this thing started. But basically, this corner was completely unusable for buildings. So a great piece of grass, this bit here, up to about here, you could place a small building there. Everything over in this corner was fine, nothing could be placed around this hedge. I had to come out to about here before I could place anything, and I placed the two purchase points for seed and fertilizer. I could place something here, but it had to be really close to this hedge. Anything further out, and yeah, couldn't place it. And I think there was issues around here. So now what I'd like to do is to place the house over at the bottom here, possibly a barn or a shed for vehicle equipment. Didn't buy any vehicle equipment sheds because it was just really difficult to place them. Yes, kind of like the problem I was having with what's the map? Estancia La Pacha, where I had an hidden obstruction in the extension to field 12. So I couldn't... the workers were just refusing to work in a certain part of the field. And I was just getting annoyed. I tried to redo the field and just ended up completely screwing up the landscaping, so we kind of quit that map. Okay, so how do I get in the field on the right? That's a pain because that's corn on the left. Okay. I think I'm going to have to jump over this fence and figure out a way in. We're going to need to buy a plough of some description. Go on, tell me it's right over here. Ye gads. Okay, so we have to come all the way over here to get into that field. Yeah, we can do that. It's just going to take a bit longer. Yeah, it was basically saying you can't modify the land here. So yeah, a hidden obstruction such that it wasn't allowing the land to modify so that a building could be placed. Now we're going to need this. We're going to need a tipper. Now, this is actually a bigger field than we bought last week. So I'll park that. What about there? Yeah, that looks good. And we'll set that off on a worker. Yeehaw. And... yeah, we are straw swathing, so that's a good start. Meanwhile, back at the store. Now, this was going to be a Fent farm, so we'll try that again. Fent Fario, 720. Wheelbarrow's fine, fine, and I'm not going to bother with the front loader on this one. We'll go with big tyres because they look cool. And we need a tipper. I think I'm going to go with this one this time. Usually don't go with this style, but hey, what the heck. I do not see... Seriously? Okay. Or Trollbug. Yeah, we'll go with those, whatever. No, we'll go with the Trollbug. They're even more expensive. I'll go with those. And I'll buy a Fent as well. Fent Favorite, big engine, front loader. And we'll also place a building. Okay, bring it over here. So last week I couldn't place this around here. I can now place that on this side if I want to. I actually placed it over here last time. I think that was a good place, or at least sufficient. So we'll put that there. Hang on, I want to move that way so I can see. Right. right about there. Nope. We can do vehicle jumping. There. Okay. We'll move the favorite. Okay, usual thing is I want to make as much money as possible as quickly as possible so I can afford to buy the equipment I need to work the fields. How are we doing? We got 437,000 left. I want a loading wagon. I'll probably buy the small one. The nice thing about the silos that you can buy only on this map, basically the map maker has made all of the buildings that he makes the new farmer start with. They're all purchasable assets, but only on this map. And so these silos allow you to store a lot of extra stuff, including potatoes, beets, straw, hay, grass, silage, TMR, I think. Quite a lot of stuff. So okay, that was unexpected. Wheat in the middle of the field. I think I had a bigger harvester last time. Oh, right, yes. Yeah, well, I kind of done it before. My wife's American, I'm not, as you may be able to tell, and we live in Michigan. I need to zoom out a bit so I can actually see this operation going. Okay. I kind of done there. Pull off to the side of the road and stop there. So I have the vehicle inspector mod running, which top left will tell me what piece of equipment I am in and what everything that's active is doing. Oh, we wanted a loading wagon. Loading wagons, somewhere. Fent loading wagon. Kind of expensive, kind of big. Can't really afford that. It's 120 horse, 34,000, 11,000. That's still the best value for money, and we don't have to run as far, or we don't have to run far to unload, so I'll do that. And I should have bought the corn header before we left with the harvester. So it's going to have to take time out coming back to pick up corn header. I could have bought both headers back, one on the trailer, one on the harvester. But sometimes in such a hurry I don't think about what I'm doing. So I can't remember which version of Car Mechanic Sim I played. It's a couple of years ago. It's an okay game, but you kind of get bored with it eventually because you're just doing the same thing over and over again. Okay. So we will drop this off. We'll come back to the yard and start fleshing that out next. Actually, I won't drop this off for now because I don't need any more equipment. Oh. Okay, buildings. Farmhouse. So this is the farmhouse that the map comes with. There's also 2 decoration houses because there's a couple of yards. So here we are with the yard, and we can rotate the house that way. See, yeah, it's now not complaining about me putting the house over here. So that's now a possibility. I will drop that. We got the silo. We're going to want miscellaneous. I want a workshop. I will put the workshop here. And I will put the vehicle wash there. It's as good a place as any and fairly obvious. Okay, chippers, gas tank. Okay, I'm going to stick these in the middle this time. And we'll make sure they're the right way round. Actually, do I want to put them there? Or do I want to put them over here? I'm going to put them over here. So yeah, new object applied, yeah. So anyway, that one there, and the fertilizer hut right next to it. So that's my seed and fertilizer. Gas tank. Not going to worry about the gas tank right now. Could use some sheds. Now the sheds that come on this farm are, I think, these ones here. So they come with two doors and an open area. There's a garage shed which is just one door. This is another one. I'm not sure what that one looks like from this side. I think the vehicle shelters are also off this map. So that's the style of the farmhouse. Oh, that needs to turn round. So I'll stick this right next to the house. And I'll move over there. So there we go. That's still going. That's me in this. I'm going to run back to the farm, through the field. No, I'm not. I'm going to get in the tractor and empty him. So this Flegel trailer, very much like the Strautmann that a lot of people like to start with, or at least some of the earlier games. This one here, which you get the 4,000 litre, 8,000 litres, 12,000 litres, or bale trailer, and from the 8,000 and 12,000 you can have an optional cover. The Flegel has a larger capacity. This is 12,000, that Flegel's 18. With the bale trailer you can have it with the single board at the front or with a board at the front and the back. Now, this one came with a single axle and was later modded to include a dual axle trailer. The Flegel comes with either the single or a double axle close together or the dolly trailer. So I went for this one because I hate driving with those, so I figured why not. Okay, we'll turn that off and we'll jump out. Oh, excuse me while I run across the front of you. And try not to rip your jeans as you jump over the barbed wire fence. Open that. Open that, and we are going to need to get these two open. Okay, so that's everything in the yard prepared. These things here, we know at least, I believe the seed was cheaper than you can buy in the bags from the store. So he's going get this thing started. We might as well start collecting straw. Doesn't look like a particularly good yield. That could be because the harvester's small, so it's not a lot of space to, or not a large swath. We'll find that out later. I've said many times, this is kind of like my local farmer does it. He's not going to go forwards and backwards to turn the tractor around and power on consecutive lanes. He just goes up and down as best the tractor can turn, and then he comes back and fills in the gaps. I think the other tractor might be parked on one of the rows I want to head along, so we might skip one. Oh no, he's parked in just the right place. So once we've finished this field, I'll have to review, see what we've got out there, make a decision on where we want to do next. I'm thinking while I've got this all set up, I might just look at the fields which have straw as a part of the production. We can get all of those out the way, and once all the straw has been picked up on all the fields, I can then split this tractor off to start preparing fields as we go. So once again, I bought a lot of fields. We've got obviously $250,000 in debt because we started on farm manager mode. There we go, running down here, and we do the other rows. How's our supply? We're going good. And eventually I will probably chop down some of these fences to make larger fields. It's a bit like what Black Sheep did with the Valley of the Old Farm, except there they gave us little switches that you could turn the fences on and off with. This map, you take a chainsaw to a fence post and it chops it down and leaves you with no fence. Now you can either chop the top off the post, in which case you lose the next section, or you can chop the bottom of the post, in which case you lose the post as well. So chopping off the top of the post kind of lets you keep at least part of the fence support. It doesn't look like there's barbed wire just hanging in the air. So that's that one first done. And words in sequence I am having problems with. So first load of straw and dodge the trailer. So, unload the straw in the barn. I think the loading trailer's quite limited in what it can hold, so we'll come back. Honestly, I don't know. I've got a lot of the DLC loaded. And a couple of non-Giants website places as well. Okay. Oh, I can. So, we can have chaff, hay, grass, straw, silage, and that's just the stuff that this trailer can take. The Fleagle can take a lot more. Whoa! Misjudged that turn. So I might take the end of this fence out so we can think about joining these three fields up eventually. I haven't bought the one on the left at the moment because it's not grown yet, but the cornfield behind us is mine. Harvest is still going. That's a problem because it's going the wrong way. That's not too bad because I'll have to move the tipper as well. Are you done? He's done. Oh, excuse me. Now, while those trailers are actually a pain in the butt to reverse, they do have the advantage that they're a bit more stable than a a single axle or dual center axle trailers. And I've messed that up. I'm going to start wrecking things in a second now. Let's try that one again. There we go. Can't say I noticed what the capacity of this is. About 4,000 litres, 4,000, 6,000 litres, 4,600 litres, sorry. So we can get possibly close to 4 full loads from this harvester. I think I might have got the Massey last week. Which would have given me only three shots at the harvester with the trailer before it was full. Do the end here, that'll give the worker room enough to turn around. Okay, you're done. Once that's straightened out, set him back on the worker. Okay, jump out of that one. Sounds like I turned that one off. This one, not so much. I think amusingly, a couple of weeks ago someone said I had a soft spot for Valtras, which is kind of true when I get started. But as of this week, the CMT Software's Class 900 series has come out, the Axion 900 tractor, and I have probably a serious bias for that. I've used it extensively in Farm Sim 17 on my Lawfolds playthrough, and on that map I've got over 125 hours in one tractor, and I've just bought a second one. It's the heaviest tractor I've had on the farm for most of the time the farm's been running, and so there are there are a set of jobs that only that tractor could perform for me, and so I couldn't sow a field until it had finished all the cultivating, and then I couldn't plough a field until it had finished sowing. So it was under demand all of the time. So I bought a Zerion 4000, which has served quite well, but this last year I bought a second class Axion so that I could do more than 3 jobs at a time. Kind of one of the limitations with the setup I have here. I've got a 200 horsepower tractor and a 150 horsepower tractor. Now any equipment I buy that both the one that is less than 150 horsepower, I can technically use both tractors on it. Although what I tend to notice is most people get biased and say, oh well, I've got a plough that only needs 120 horsepower, I'll use the smaller tractor on it so I can save the time on the large one. But then you've got the added problem of, if I buy 2 pieces of equipment that need 180 horsepower, then only this big Fendt can pull them, and if I need to do both jobs at the same time, I'm kind of stuck because I can only do one of them. We thought, okay. So it's kind of helpful to have as many of your tractors as close together in horsepower as possible. Obviously, if you play on a console, it's more helpful to have 2 of the same type of tractor instead of 2 different tractors, because you use up more slots with different pieces of equipment. So if I can have, say, 2 Fendt 720s, I use a lot of slots for the first one and I use far fewer for the second one. Whereas if the setup I've got with the Fendt 720 and the 150C, use a lot of slots for both of them. On a PC that's not an issue, however it is kind of an issue where I either want